If you tend to have awkward silences when you interact with people, then you need to know how to never run out of things to say. Today, I'm about to share with you the exact same process that I've used to figure out how to keep a conversation going with anybody. That being said, here are 10 actionable tips that you can implement right away. All right, let's get into it. Tip number 1 is to come up with stories to share. Imagine writing an exam that you didn't study for. You'd probably feel pretty nervous, right? From what I've noticed, most individuals who struggle socially approach their interactions in the exact same way. If you're wondering how to never run out of things to say, make sure you prepare ahead of time. This will prevent your mind from going blank because you know what to say in different social situations. If you think about it, most people tend to discuss similar topics over and over again anyway. That being said, prepare some stories regarding your work, your upbringing, places you've been to, events you've attended, and your interests. I know doing this sounds like a lot of work, but if you want to know how to improve your conversation skills, really take the time to write these stories out. By doing so, you'll be able to come up with things to talk about much faster the next time you interact with someone. Once you have your stories written out, practice telling them whenever the opportunity presents itself. If you're willing to, I highly recommend you record yourself as well. That way, you can observe your delivery and hear how you sound. This will help you make the necessary adjustments before you go out and socialize with others. Tip number 2 is to get good at making small talk. Learning how to make small talk is such an important skill to develop. If you think about it, it's weird to ask a person you just met such a personal question, right? You have to be able to exchange polite pleasantries first to make them feel comfortable with you. By doing so, you'll learn more about the person you're chatting with. This will help you determine which direction you want the conversation to go. The more you know who you're talking to, the easier it'll be for you to bring up topics that would interest them. By doing so, you'll be able to maintain a conversation with anybody much easier. Your interactions will feel effortless and people will enjoy your company more. Tip number 3 is to stop pressuring yourself. Most people who struggle socially tend to have low self-esteem. They don't value their opinion and they don't believe that what they have to say is good enough. That's why they remain quiet and just keep to themselves. If you want to know how to never run out of things to say, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Ironically, trying way too hard has the opposite effect. Instead of people liking you, you end up coming across as more socially awkward. That being said, the next time you talk to someone, remove whatever expectations you have. Just relax, let loose, and be open to any outcome. Remember, you're not going to be able to get along with everybody, so don't even try. Some will like you, some won't, and that's totally okay. Also, most people are so concerned about themselves anyway. They don't have time to worry about you. They're usually not paying as much attention to you as you might think. Even if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. I can assure you that most people would have forgotten about you at the end of the day. By keeping this perspective in mind, you'll figure out how to be less self-conscious in any social situation. When you feel relaxed around people, you'll be able to show your true personality more. Tip number 4 is to pay attention to your environment. If you want to learn how to never run out of things to say, you need to train yourself to be more observant. Get out of your head and notice what's happening around you. Use your imagination by thinking about what certain things remind you of. By doing so, you'll be able to come up with topics to discuss on the spot. From then on, you can tell a story about it and get some input from the person you're talking to. For example, let's say the painting on the wall reminded you of your vacation to Italy. Feel free to make a comment about that. And then ask the person you're with what's their favorite place that they visited. Do you see how that works? The key here is to stop filtering yourself and just say the first thing that comes to mind. If you're wondering how to not be quiet, you have to train yourself to think out loud when you're around people. Tip number 5 is to be more relatable. We tend to be fond of those who are similar to us. If you want to figure out how to never run out of things to say, explore mutual interests as much as you can. When you know how to relate to people, you'll be able to bond with them very quickly. For example, let's say the person you're talking to is from the same hometown as you. Then, by all means, keep talking about that. Unfortunately, exploring mutual interests isn't always that easy. If a topic that you're not familiar with comes up, try to go deeper. Ask them about their motivation for doing what they do. You can also ask them how certain things make them feel. From then on, you can bring up a story where you've experienced something similar in the past. The better you are at finding commonalities with others, the more likable you'll come across. People will leave the interaction with a positive impression of you, and they'll look forward to seeing you again. Tip number 6 is to ask more open-ended questions. If you want to know how to never run out of things to say, you need to be intentional with the way you gather information. Whatever you do, avoid asking close-ended questions which can be answered with one word. To improve the quality of your interactions, try asking more open-ended questions. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like drinking coffee?" you can ask, "What kind of beverage do you like?" Do you see the difference? By asking more open-ended questions, you encourage the person you're interacting with to share more details about themselves. As a result, that could trigger other topics that both of you can discuss. If you want to be able to hold a conversation with anybody, this is one of the best ways to do it. Tip number 7 is to be present during your interactions. Most individuals who struggle socially are so worried about what others think of them. They're so focused on saying the right things, that's why they're always in their heads. If you're wondering how to never run out of things to say, you need to shift your focus. Take the attention away from yourself and put it on others instead. Give the person you're with your full and undivided attention. Put your phone away and really try to understand where they're coming from. When you do, you'll improve your connection with anyone you talk to. As mentioned before, do what you can to prepare your stories. But as soon as you're in a conversation with someone, you just have to let things go. Not to mention, it's a lot easier to come up with things to say when you actually remembered what the other person was saying. Tip number 8 is to ask follow-up questions. Most people who struggle socially approach their interactions in a very linear way. That's why their conversations stall and don't go anywhere. If you want to learn how to never run out of things to say, you have to know how to pivot. Feel free to go back to a topic that was mentioned before. For example, let's say the person you're chatting with is into martial arts. You thought it was interesting and you wanted to find out more about it. All you have to do is to bring up the topic again. Follow your curiosity and keep asking follow-up questions. You can say things like, "Tell me more about that," or "What's that like?" By doing so, the person you're interacting with has to explain themselves more. People love talking about themselves anyway, so go ahead and let them. As mentioned before, the more information you have to work with, the easier it'll be for you to find things to discuss with them. By showing genuine interest in others, you'll come across as someone charismatic as well. Tip number 9 is to stop being so logical. Facts and data are good if you're talking about work-related stuff. You want to be direct and get to the point. But if you want to become an engaging conversationalist, you have to stop being so logical all the time. Otherwise, you'll bore people to death when they talk to you. If you want to know how to never run out of things to say, you have to be able to convey your ideas effectively. That's why you need to know how to tell good stories. The next time you share something, make sure you structure it well by having a beginning, middle, and end. Leave out unnecessary details and avoid using terms that only your coworkers would comprehend. What you'll want to do is to emphasize how things make you feel instead. To improve your delivery, use your hands to accentuate your points and vary your tonality when you speak. When you do these things, you'll be able to hold people's attention much better. You'll come across as a captivating storyteller and an interesting person as well. Tip number 10 is to do novel activities. As the saying goes, variety is the spice of life. If you want to figure out how to never run out of things to say, you need to know a little bit about a lot of things. If your typical week consists of just going to work, going home, and playing video games, something needs to change. You can only talk about the same topics over and over again for so long. Remember, a boring life leads to boring conversations. That being said, make an effort to educate yourself and learn new things. For example, you can read good books, take up a social hobby, and talk to people you normally wouldn't. I would also recommend you pay attention to popular shows, trending topics, and current events. If it's within your budget, you'll definitely want to go on more trips. Personally, I've lived in multiple countries. I've seen a variety of cultures and learned to speak different languages as well. Traveling exposes you to a wide range of experiences which will expand your perspective. As a result, you'll become more understanding and be able to relate to a variety of people. You'll become more fun to talk to and less boring to be around. As a result, you'll become more memorable in social settings. If you're shy and technically skilled and you want to know how to approach and talk to anybody, remember to download your free social confidence cheat sheet. The link is in the description below. If you're tired of struggling socially and you want to learn more about our social skills coaching program, book your free consultation today and let's connect. The link is in the description below as well. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who you know who could benefit from it. And now, let's turn it to you. Which one of these tips are you going to implement first? Are you going to work on being more relatable or on asking more open-ended questions? Leave me a comment below and let me know. Alright, that's it for me for now, and I'll see you in the next video.